There we go. Actually, here, I'll just give a bit of an introduction. We are today giving presentations about postmodern artists and art movements, and Yulia will be the first. She's going to tell us about a contemporary artist named... What is his name, Yulia?
Contemporary architect named Tsiratelis. So it's a short essay where I put my thoughts concerning this unusual architect, very postmodern. But let's listen. So please attention, and if you have some notes, just feel free for interrupting me, and you can do it without raising your hand. Just interrupting. No, throwing is forbidden. So just say something if you're not agree with me. Feel free to do this. So let's start. Tsiratelis, as you know, is one of such masters about whose works we can say they are invisible. As the president of the State Arts Academy and the head of Tsiratelis Art Gallery, his own gallery, he is the author of many projects, such as 98-meter tall Peter the Great monument, the column in honor of the World War II victory sticking out like a barbarian spike with a winged horseman clinging to it. Also his childlike Russian fairy tale figures right next to the Kremlin, and he's famous not only because he works in Russia, and also he created a lot of projects in different countries. For example, USA, the Tear of Grief, dedicated to the victims of the September 11th in Jersey City, that stands at the place where these two towers used to stay, just in front of the Statue of Liberty. And you can believe me that all the Jersey citizens were surprised in, as I can say, in a mild way. They just hate this statue. Right. If you find out on the internet how it looks like, it looks very strange. And postmodernity maybe, but not like a lot of people died there. It's like, from my opinion, it just doesn't suit for a symbol of so many deaths. But let me continue. From any Moscow's viewing points or observation desks, I don't know how to say right, you can't avoid noticing Tsiratelis compositions. Your eyes just get stuck on them. But almost nobody thinks of them as beloved symbols of our city. Why? Why his works don't appeal to the most of the Moscovites? Let me explain. Maybe it's because he always touched sacred subjects and is in haste to interpret them in his personal way. David Sarkisyan, director of the State Sushev Museum of Architecture in Moscow, is famous for calling Tsiratelis the king of kitsch. But Sarkisyan explained later that in fact Tsiratelis is a genius of kitsch, because Tsiratelis is using understandable models in a very kitschy way. Tsiratelis' patron and friend has been Yuri Lushkov, with a love for placing Tsiratelis sculptures in the city's most visible spots. With Lushkov's help, Tsiratelis during last decades has reshaped the cityscape with his massive installations. But what people feel and think is, just let the classics be classical. Postmodern interpretations of our Russian history make people feel not at home. The newest example, after Alexei II's death, Tsiratelis wanted to place Alexei II 2-meter high sculpture at the Gogolevsky Boulevard, but let us leave the patriarchy of the whole Russia alone. There is a huge field of contemporary daily problems to use. So what I want to say is he really takes only sacred subjects and interprets them, I agree that in a very kitschy way. There are all his installations, sculptures are huge, and almost nobody understands why Yuri Lushkov work on Tsereteli. I don't know how to say, because Tsereteli used to be and still is. He's always near to power, and he also gives a lot of money for his projects. And most of people, for example, I can say for me and for my parents or for their friends, this interpretation of our history, why I say our history, because Park Pobeda and, for example, Peter the Great and Patriarchy is all our history and things that we can't play with. I mean, the interpretation. I truly believe that classical things must be classic. So let me just warn all the architects in Moscow. I think that architects really should be very careful trying to be postmodern with our history. So thank you.
Excellent, beautiful, my dear. Thank you very much. That was Yulia with Zurab Tsereteli, Why I Don't Like Him. Thank you.
Some kind.